the current sitting president has nothing to say to you, clearly. Has nothing to say to you, has nothing to say to the reporters, couldn't find 5 seconds to walk over there and even try to address them as he was asked about it, and he said literally no comment. Now, could you imagine if Donald Trump was overseeing this? Think about Hurricane Harvey that hit Texas, or I think it was Texas or Florida. Think about a couple of the things that Donald Trump oversaw, and can you imagine what the media would be doing today if he was in that position? Number one, he never golfed a lot, but I mean, went to the beach and sat there like a. Could you imagine coming back after having 2 weeks off at the beach, basically not even in touch, seemingly not in touch with anything, then another long weekend. Now he announces today he's going to Nevada for a week. He's going to Nevada. He's going to stay there for a week, they said. So this guy's, he's not governing the country.
No.
I'm starting to get into the camp with you guys that he's clearly not running for president. So I don't know, so whoever's running the country, it's Obama and Rice and this gaggle of, Democrat working in the dark shadows.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is a disaster. The guy can't come over and answer 2 questions or say something to the people in Hawaii. Then he puts out a statement today and says, oh, by the way, I know we've given $100 billion to the people of Ukraine, and you see the videos from out of there. Everything looks pretty, I don't know. People look like they're living their lives and things look okay. But all of you in Hawaii who just lost everything, we're going to give you a one-time payment of $700. Don't spend it all in one place. I mean, are you kidding me? That this is what we're getting from the government, from the president, from the administration, and we got to listen to these crackpots in the press briefing room who tell us they supposedly speak for him. You got the FEMA director, you got Karine Jean-Pierre. I mean, just useless talking heads that give us no information whatsoever. This is what we got to listen to? Did you hear any of this today?
Yeah, I heard it. I've been hearing it over the weekend. That was one of the rabbit holes I went down over the weekend, which made my weekend a little more productive than yours. Because when you start seeing some of the video that is coming out of Hawaii and you compare that to what you're hearing on the news, it's a vastly different story. They're reporting, 90, 95 deaths. There are reports, people saying it's upwards closer to 1,000. To 1,000, which is insane when you stop and think about what the hell really happened over there and what aren't they telling us? Because it just, I don't know, it seems a little weird. I love how she's equating wildfires, which, happen in very heavily forested areas, to a community that just burned down. That doesn't seem like it's a wildfire, so to speak. The typical definition of what we would consider what you might see in heavily wooded areas that are intended to. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But watching some of this footage over the weekend and hearing, again, some of the testimonials of the people trying to get in and being forced to stay out. And now they're showing, and I don't know if it's true. I don't know what these trucks were. They're saying they're incinerator trucks. Why would they need incinerator trucks from FEMA already on the ground there? I don't know. But there's just weird stuff happening. And Slick Rick and I were talking during the break as well about that community there has been under siege for a while because people want them to sell. So,
Slick, you have some history in this part of the world?
Sure, with Maui. In 2001, about 7 weeks after 9/11, we flew 30 people to Maui, Hawaii for my wedding. I got married in a little town called Kihei, and we actually had our rehearsal dinner. It was a Hawaiian luau in Lahaina. My wife reminded me of that over the weekend, which I remembered, but it was like, wow. And one of my birds, Maui, who turned 4 years old today. He's a black palm cockatoo, very rare bird. His name is Maui. So, I have quite an affinity to that, and it was very heartbreaking to watch that. I also have a dear friend who was in Maui on Tuesday night, right before the fires started, was in a restaurant right where the fire happened, telling the people, you know what, the food was great. We're going to come back Thursday night. She was staying in a hotel just outside of Lahaina. And next thing you know, it was gone. The fire, absolutely gone. I spoke to her on Saturday and very traumatized. Her husband is so traumatized, he doesn't even know if he could ever go back. And they go there twice a year. They live in Oakland. So, a lot of love to Lahaina and Maui. It's an absolutely beautiful place, one of the nicest places in the world. And by the way, 7 weeks later, Prince got married, his second marriage in Maui, Hawaii, after Slick Rick. So lot there.
What's interesting is some of this. I mean, again, it's hard to know what's true, what's not true, but you take it all in. Some of the stories about how quickly some of these fires moved with the wind and whatever. There was reports that people had weren't home, didn't understand, and had kids at home, and didn't understand. Were never even told to evacuate. Never had any inkling that they had to get on the move. That this was going to move so fast. That this was where this was happening. There was, you see some of the reports. These poor parents and these people who were out and about, who had kids at home, it just.
Yeah, they said it was very odd because school got canceled that day and nobody knows why.
Wow. So
all these kids were sent home, and like you just said, the parents weren't home. Whole neighborhood of children lost in the Lahaulina Lua housing area. All of the kids were home, according to this one video.
Yeah, and I think when I was going through the news this morning on livefromstudio6b.com, I think I saw, or I think it was there that I was reading something that was there, and they're saying parents had no warning to evacuate.
Yeah, and when you see some of the footage, it almost looks like a bomb went off because nothing is moved. Cars are melted right where they were. It seemed like 2 or 3 cars in a parked right in front of a house just melted right where they sat. And it's like, did nobody react to a fire? I find it very hard to believe.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it's unconscionable.
Tells you everything you need to know about what's going on in this country right now.
It's unconscionable. It has to be. It's crazy.
To say no comment when you could clearly walk over there, say something, and turn around and leave. No matter how much they shout at you, no matter how many Hunter Biden questions they ask you, you walk over, you say something.
Yeah. Because
in times like this, I don't care how much we all despise the President of the United States. People in Hawaii want to hear from the President of the United States.
Right.
It's everything else goes to the side. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter what they've done. It doesn't matter what everybody thinks of him. And most people there are probably supportive of him because, like I said, it's not that it matters.
It's a blue state.
But it's very, very blue.
Right.
They want to hear from the president, even if it was text. They want to hear from the president. It gives them hope. It gives them comfort. It gives them something. They don't want to see a tweet saying, hey, we're going to give you a $700 one-time payment. That's embarrassing.
Is that really what they tweeted?
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, because and another thing I heard over the weekend, they're offering the homeowners of the people that just lost their homes low-cost loans because that's what they want to hear as well. Oh, look, we're going to let you take out another loan on your decimated home. Don't worry about the dead people in there. Don't worry about it. You could grab a low-interest loan from the government.
I mean, it's just crazy, really crazy.
It's stupefying.